line. Hey, the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back live here on PT Racing TV. We are here showcasing you today the Good Racing League 7500 Truck Series here at Bristol Motor Speedway. 27 of the best going to take it down to the half mile at the last great Coliseum. It's going to be a wild one here on PT Racing TV. Hello everyone, I am the Crusader Chris Stroud, joining you guys here today out of the car and back on in the booth. It's good to hear from you again, folks. And it's time to get down to business as always here, presented by the Sim 500 King. It is going to be the 41 of EJ O'Rourke, your number 1 seed, the outside, and the number 6 truck, Elliot Kelly. Run number 2 is then going to be Tyler Dahl, the 19, the outside. And the number 7, Scott Simley. Run number 3 is Doy Woods, and the 28, the outside, and the 43, Samuel Herrero. Row 4 is the 87 of Steve Rutter to the outside, and the number 5, Chad Goldman. Row number 5 is Anthony M. Calatani, and the 84 the outside, and the 24, Cody Sturgill. Row number 6 is the 30 of Brian V. Mack on the outside, and the number 15, it's Joe Hudson. Row number 7 is the 60 of John Hickman Jr. with the outside, and the 48, Randy Coaching. Row number 8 is going to be Alan the Wild Man Wild in the 75 the outside, and the 02, Shannon Wood. Row 9, the 89 is Russell Ottaway, and the outside, the 97, it's Jeff Ramsdale. Row number 10 will be the 35 of Jeff Ryan, the outside, and the number 80 is James Smith. Row number 11, the 8, Maurice Bonnet, the outside, the 44, Christoph Hall. Row number 12 will be the 23 of Charles Van Schike, the outside, and the 12, Aaron Axton Jackson. And row 13, it will be piloted down by by Dijon Monte and Dakota Kramer. What the final starter, the 96, Jerry Livingston. Race fans, here we go. The last great Coliseum short track racing on your Tuesday night action with the Sim 500 GOAT Racing League Truck Series. Oh, it will be a time, it will be a find. It is ready to go racing here on the show. I did upgrade a few things before we're going in here, so I'm hoping that things are a little bit smoother than it was when apparently it was in the booth earlier, so hopefully we fix that up a bit. I will admit up front, though, there are some things we got to get to work on that we will be looking at. So far, though, it looks a little bit smoother on my end, at least. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Ryan Spence going to say, let's go Sammy in the chat. Brian Roden on his boy down there. Looking for his first win still of this season. What a track to do it at, if you can figure it out here. But EJ Orwork has not won since Daytona International Speedway. You know, he would love to change that today. Mike Kelly looking to bring that on too. But we'll bring him down through turn number 3 to turn number 4 this time on by. It is time to begin the showcase for the 7500 Truck Series. Here we go. Go Racing League is on the bat. Stage number 1 begins. Into the battle train we go. Lap 30 going to be our stage break here. Onto the gate. Drivers immediately shooting through the gaps, shooting through the corners. Hard racing down through the first set of turns here. It will be O'Rourke. It will be Kelly staying in the early lead. Dalton falling back a little wide. Dalton, Morrell right on the outside with Simley looking in. Interesting to see Dalton kind of laying so low early on here as Harrell tries to make his move up to the front immediately. Back down to the corners here. O'Rourke and Kelly right now having a good little battle here for the race leader. Kelly trying to take it down to the inside here off of O'Rourke's run. EJ knows he's going to have all he's got going for him here and knowing what kind of speed and power these drivers are going to bring to the table. Joe Hudson, a little bit of problems down the 15 USAL machine. Not quite able to stay in the pace, stay in control. May have a little bit of mechanical problems right out of the gate, or may have some issues with the steering mechanism on the truck. Could be a lot of things factoring in. Firing back down to the turns here. Macklin, Wood, Sturgill right on the outside. Berlin in. Hickman Jr. looking to the left side. The Austin Energy Drink 60 trying to build a little bit of power and run. As the big Built Ford Tough F-150 right now looking to stabilize the outside. Of course, that bottom lane, though, that'll be where most drivers will look to use for leverage later in. Hard to do, though, especially considering how long and how far you have to go just to keep your momentum up and try to make a run off on these drivers. Jack Goldman, race winner already this season, just kind of laying low in the 8-shock number 5 F-150. Seems to have no issues, kind of sticking to the guns and sticking to the pace. Looking for his early advantages, his early runs. Scott Simley, Sammy Morrell, and Tyler Dalton all separated down in the top 5. Kelly and O'Rourke, not so much. Again, it is early, though. Again, we got to get a lap 30 for our stage break. Uh-oh, and that might be a little bit longer than we expect. Trouble down to turn number 4. Jeff Ryan, the 35, with a spin down there in the Valvoline 35 machine. And there's one thing we've always said about Bristol. Watch out for the bump and runs. And I think we got one here. Let's take a look at the replay. Going to go down turn number 3. Slight tap from Randy Koshing. Ryan. Well, you know, honestly, for what it's worth, there. Oh, Jerry Levinson probably was hoping that wouldn't go in his way. But, you know, for what it's worth, though, to Ryan, at least it wasn't a horrible hit. And it was just a slight tap. It didn't go into the wall, so that's the good news. Here's another look at it. Okay, I don't even know what hit. Did he just get into the wrong gear or what happened there? There was no hit, actually. Either he overcorrected the steering in there, or he had a glitch graphic gremlin trying to take his truck's soul away from him. I don't know where to begin with that one, but that was not a hit. Sorry about that. Want to make sure we got the technical difficulties out of the way there. Still quite a few laps left here in stage number 1, though. EJ O'Rourke, your race leader here. Dalton, Harrell, Simley, Kelly, the rest of the top 5 here in that pack here. All the other drivers, some heavy hitters like Sturgill, Calatani, Ritter, Coleman. Hickman Jr., Macklin, Wood, and Woods. No relation. Currently having their little way around the track, trying to find some speed off where they can. And you can just see, too, the wide open range these corners allow for these drivers to use. You get a little bit of 3 wide scenarios picked up on the outside. Looking in, you got a few spots where you can really dive the truck in a little bit deeper and look for some run. But I'll tell you guys right now, the biggest factor that tells the tale for each of these drivers is the wear and tear of that right front. And on a tire wear track like this especially, it really kind of hinders on control and steering power you have in that machine. RPMs need to be high. You need to keep things going here on this high banked half mile. But it doesn't turn total does. It will also force many drivers to be very, very self-efficient and aware on how to race it with the best. All work will go to the outside to start the next leg of the race in the stage. Coming from the competition caution here, or caution there I should say, not competition caution. Gonna look to try to set himself back down a few banks here and back out on the track. Off of corner number 4 this time on by. Orwork looking to get some personal comfort into the race lead. He's going to get it off a good jump. Green flag back out. Samuel Orell having quite a little field day there on the outside, trying to get to Kelly's right rear corner panel and take the early lead off it. Trying to drive it in deep, couldn't get it to stick. Stake down to the 3rd here. Kelly with the position, trying to keep traction up control. Galatani right now trying to get a little talking giants twist the world on all of them here. He's a short class driver right here. This guy right here will definitely get the best of the field here. Will run for their money. When you're on that short track class level, you really have got to be very focused and very smooth. Not taking each other to the limit and putting each driver to their fullest potential. Allows for only the best of the best to take control of these kind of races. Shan Wood and Doywood right now having a little bit of a meeting in the minds. Meanwhile, up front, it is Brian V. Macklin and John Hickman Jr. going head-to-head with one another here down off of turn number 4. Hickman Jr. trying to put the NOS Energy Drinks machine right into play. Right into the outside, trying to keep the 30 of Macklin. Up to the binders there. Caution is out again, though. There is more trouble there. Looks like Jeff Ryan this time not going to be so lucky. Another caution of Brood, and it looks like that 35 might have had something to do with that damage on the truck. See if we get a good look here, see what happened. Oh! I think I was Alan Wild and Aaron Jackson that got into it there a little bit. We'll take a look at it here. Looked like there was a bit of problems off that corner there. Look, Jackson a little bit looser off turn 4 there. Oh, you're right there. There it is, right there. He's loose off turn number 2. And Alan Wild them getting right into Dejan Monte, also clipped up in a nasty little tumble. Farinax and Jackson, unfortunately, will send him well back to the Shadow Realm and back in the pack. Driver's obviously not going to be too happy. They got to deal with that old caution again. Now having to make a decision. Stay out for the stage points, or stay out and race, or get your tires, get your fuels now, and maybe use it against everybody in stage number 2. Field trying to get squared back up onto the pace here, and also I hope the stream's looking a little bit more clear and a little bit more refined on the frame rates there, guys. I do apologize for earlier on the YouTube end. I know that was not the best frame rates there, so we did good in touch with iRacing and got in contact with the servers and made sure we figured things out. I'm not exactly computer savvy, so yeah, it's kind of nice to get things figured up and done a little bit right around here sometimes. Well, speaking of savvy racing, looks like seems the savvy vets still have something to show to us here. Off of turn number 4 of the restart zone. Here we go again. Once you hit that start, you can go, so that's what they're going to do. Scott Simley now looking to challenge up the 6 of Mike Kelly here. Field working their way back on around with only about 6 laps left to go. O'Rourke laying in it quick, trying to stay ahead of the field and stay ahead of transition. Scott Simley driving in deep, putting the Toyotas to good use here now with the field backed up. O'Rourke in trouble. Company coming right behind him there. Simley trying to make a run down on the final back straightaway here with only a few laps remain. In my opinion, Simley's got a much better line, a little bit more refined cornering here than O'Rourke has. I think O'Rourke right now currently struggling to stay in proper position, a proper area to keep that momentum up where he needs to and keep the power on him. I think it's going to cost him here if he's not too careful. Tyler Dalton now trying to use the bottom lanes, a little bit of a give and crash and go. He's trying to find a way around Sammy Orell as much as he can. Oh, just wait for a mistake like that, and there you go. Big jump there from Dalton as Harrell had to back off, square himself up. Field behind him, stacking up just a little bit. One more lap to go. O'Rourke leading him down. Looking to try to get one more good position out to finish this one up a bit. Entering into the final corners. It's going to be it's going to be EJ O'Rourke taking this one home. Easy stage win there for EJ O'Rourke, although you wouldn't think it would have been so easy, but he felt pretty comfortable in that personal comfort, number 41. Knocking down Scott Simley there and that, so your stage winner will be EJ O'Rourke. That will add on to the tally and total up his bonus. More bonus points for him, the better off he becomes. Now the ultimate question is, can he keep that momentum up? Momentum is key here. We're now into stage number 2 here. That lap will be ended at lap number 75 here, so it's going to be interesting to see how the pit stops are done here for these drivers. So far, it looks like most staying out, except for Sammy Orell, Joe Hudson, Aaron Jackson, Dejan Monte, and Jerry Livingston. They're going to be heading back in. Very interesting positions and everything they're kind of doing here with what they're up to. I'm not totally sure how they'll react and how they'll deal from there, but it's going to be very interesting. Field's just getting ready to reel him back around here and ready to fire him out once more. Orwork with a great little run there and really pacing himself up for everything he had to do. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, too, I mean, he still has to really take control and really hang on down there. See what he can do later on. But it's going to be a lot of work to stay focused, stay in position there. Alright, here we go now. And Orwork looked like he's trying to choose his position before he gets back to the green. It looked like he had a hard time figuring out where he wanted to go. Looks like he'll stick to the top side. Dyerdell are going to be up there with him, so now he'll have to deal with the reign of terror himself. He's coming off that win last night here on the show, looking to try to do it again. Green flag back on out. Last Sunday night, anyway, we called the action there. Kansas was wild. Let's see what Bristol brings to the table for the Truck Series. Down to the corner turns, so it is going to be a very tough little predicament here for Scott, Simley, and Dyerdell to maneuver their way through. Calatani kind of staying in the middle of that pack there with Coleman. Firing quick. This is what I love about short track racing, guys. It's so quick, so frenetic, and so paced out. It really forces a lot of drivers to get clever and get smart. Some get it figured out by simply just waiting their turn and waiting their time to strike. Some, they do it the old-fashioned way. Drive out of the front, ask questions later. Brian V. Macklin is certainly one of them. And by the way, one of his first wins this season came on this very same track. But not on asphalt, but on the dirt side of things. He's looking to reel him in again and get things figured out early going. Very interesting. He's getting that bottom lane to work too. Usually the outside line is the one that works the best for that kind of run, that kind of situation. He seems to be dipping and diving in a little bit, just trying to get it to go off in that corner. But it's getting harder and harder to kind of master down in that turn, down on the angles. Looking to try and stabilize it back up and see what he can do. Joey Woods, the Denver Matches driver here, trying to get the Tundras up another peg and up another step. They're in the top 5, but he wants to push it up a little bit more for his team. It's going head to head with the Chevrolet Silverado and Shannon Woods Realtree 02. Lingering their way right around the corners and down from the turns here. Shannon Woods still hanging in there a little bit, keeping the pace and keeping the control of the car. The truck, I should say, having a lot of give on the outside, but it also has a lot of unforgiving nature to it. Oh, wait a minute, Mike Kelly, the number 6, problems down there. The TSN service number 6 having a little bit of a problem down through that corner. Not quite sure what happened to him. No caution thrown. We'll take a look at the replay. And boom, right there. Bump and run. Nice save though from Kelly though. Definitely got a little over on the over-under there, unfortunately. The old bump and run though doing its job, although I don't think that was how Calatani had that one mapped out. Definitely an unfortunate situation for Kelly, but we'll see if he remembers that one later on if he can get to Calatani. I've always said before on these calls, you never can be too sure, but sometimes, eventually, you play hardball with some of these drivers, they'll eventually play hardball back with you. The slight toe tap there, and I'm getting these drivers a little bit more situated out, a little bit more run down on the track. Field working their way around. We're 1/3 of the way done with this race. John Higman Jr., the NOS Energy Drink 60, still putting the pressure on the 87 of speed with a Ritter. The pillow windows and doors. Number 87 trying to drive it in quick, trying to drive it in deep, looking to make it stick on the inside. He's got the 0-2 and the 60 right in the playing field and in the zone. Mike Kelly now also in that drive back after that tag of that little bump and run he suffered a minute ago. Some beautiful double filed in with racing to come with it. And Charles Van Schaik, a winner already this season, looking to try to get another one out of the mantle. He's one of the only drivers got 2 wins in 2 divisions, 1 in the trucks, 1 in the cup. Some of the other drivers that have holstered that mantle, well, probably the one you may know well, the reign of terror himself, Tyler Dalton. And Dalton right now getting outran by O'Rourke just by a good margin of error. But again, Dalton may be playing it a little smarter here. He could be just burning off the tire a little bit on the rear side, trying to use the right front to stay a little bit smoother so he doesn't have to drive it in too deep on the outside. Could be a lot of ideas and thoughts going through his head right now, but again, it's so difficult to really tell this early in the race. All that is known and all that is for sure is that you still have a road to get to there. Back in the mid-back yet again. Cody Sturgill still going head-to-head here with John Himken Jr. while Charles Van Schaik kind of putting everything into good use here. Caution flag is out, though. We got a problem down there. Joe Hudson, the USAL 15 with problems in that Ford camp. We're going to take another look at the replay here and see what happened exactly there. It's the number 15. Looked like he was kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place here. Look how quick he dived that thing in. Just go in so deep. And then Randy Koshy. Oh my! Jeff Ryan. Oh my goodness. Didn't even catch that till literally the last minute there. We'll try to get another camera angle on that one. It looked like Koshy got a slight tap there from the 8 of Maurice Burnett. Let's take a look at it. And coming up there, there's a corner. Yeah, he got him into the wall. He comes down. Look at Ryan. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Ryan taking a nasty tumble there on lap number 55 to 56, but man, is he okay? He is alright. He's still driving the truck out, but you got to believe as well as anything, this does not feel good when you go for a ride like this. Watch this impact. What a save, what a runoff from there. Credit where credit's due to Ryan, my word. You know, I'm not one to normally say what goes into the YouTube thumbnails, but I think Ryan might have just found a way to get a YouTube thumbnail done on his end. We'll see what the producers think about that one. Pit stops a many, pit stops a plenty. O'Rourke deciding to stay out. He has not been to pit road yet. Those that were in pit road now include Tyler Dalton, Steve Ritter, Dakota Kramer, Alan Wild, Christoph Hall, John Hickman Jr., Russell Ottaway, Jackson, Coaching, Sturgill, Burnett, Hudson, Harrell, Smith, Ryan, and Ramsdell. That is your numerous drivers that have gone down to pit road here. Maybe looking to smart the field out a little bit and set themselves back up a few paces and back up a few spots here. The field lingering their way back on our round race fans. We're getting back set to the track. EJ Orwork right now, though, on a burnt head. It's going to now go to the bottom lane. He knows he's running out of time to get this figured out, but he only has a few more laps left in this stage. We'll see how well that strategy plays out for him here. You know there's going to be some heavy hitters trying to come for him. Lap 75 is the next stage break. If he can last out that long, well, it looks like he's not going to have to worry about it. Major Rex doing down there in turn number 4. Problems again for Aaron Axton Jackson in the 12 net. Gavin himself a good night at all here in Bristol, baby. Blown motor in that bad boy, and it's going to be a problem down there, unfortunately. Dakota Kramer also involved. Taking a look at the replay. Kramer gets in a bad situation, gets cleft up and crashed out. Nothing you can do about that. Unfortunately, though, here is what the result came from. The only fans 42 coming off the line, down to the chicanes, into the turn. Looked okay here, except for that part. Christoph Hall and them all flipped around, and no one was escaping that one. Christoph looked like Kramer, unfortunately. Just could not get the truck to settle down, resulting in that nasty, nasty little clip there. And those drivers that went in at pit road now, maybe having all more sorts of problems here to try to get squared up in this one. Nasty damage on Jeff Ramsdell. Jeff Ryan also horrible damage there for the 35. Dakota Kramer got a lot of work to do on that one too. Every driver right now not getting too lucky here. Scott Granberg says, let's go EJ at the comment section. Scott rooting on his boy and EJ Orwork down there. Thanks for tuning in on to the show today. The field now ready to rip them back around and get them set back down on the track. A lot of hard racing to come for these drivers. EJ Orwork, the personal comfort 41. Brian V. Macklin, the 30, and the Navy Brat trying to take control of this one. Calatani and Simley having quite a field day already. They've got 8 laps remaining. Coming to the line for stage number 2. It's going to be interesting to see what happens from here. Do the drivers take it easy and try to just hold position, or do they go for the run? I already got a feeling what they'll do, but let's go to the green, find out. Here we go again. Well, I'll tell you, one driver that's not going to hold back Macklin there in that 30 camp. There will be no stopping him if he gets something figured out here. Orwork trying to dig in deep, looking to keep Macklin behind him. But he's got a long, long road ahead of that position before he can even think about that part of the track. Stabilize on down there through the next set of turns. Every driver for themselves. Calatani's still struggling to get a little bit of power built back underneath. Charles Van Schaik just laying low and down, holding him lying down, starting to settle himself back to the pace. Macklin dropping in low. Trying to force Orwork to get a little bit squirrely there. Did not get much of a break. Macklin dropping back into the pace here. Orwork right now holds the race lead. If EJ can continue to hold that line down, he'll be A-okay, but he knows he's not going to get much time out of these drivers here to try to take control of him. And Tyler Dolan, by the way, he's on fresh rubber. He's on fresh speeds. What else do you expect the Reign of Terror to do? I call him the Reign of Terror because really in this league, of any, whether it's Trucks or Cup, he does not hold back. He's got the highest I rating in the group, and he's got the toughest drive line to match with it. And he's looking to force everybody into his will. Going for third. Can he get the inside? He's got the inside assembly. He'll take control. But it's not going to be enough time to catch Orwork at the least. He may have time to catch Macklin, but that's not be enough time either way. Problems down there for the 23 of Charles Van Schaik. Unfortunately, that will pretty much put him out of this one. Off the final corner. It's going to be EJ Orwork having a field day for this one. He'll take down the elusive, tough Reign of Terror and the Navy Brat, Ryan B. back with a line. Stage win for EJ Orwork. Charles Van Schaik with problems, unfortunately, costing him dearly, and that will unfortunately cost him his chances at this race. For EJ Orwork, though, now stage 2 will give him even more bonus points and put himself right where he wants to be. Time to move over to our top ticker here. What a race so far, race fans. What a race. Some great back and forth affairs, some great back and forth and innocuous battles here. Pit stops a many, pit stops a plenty, everybody heading in there. So Christoph Hall already with a win in the Cup Series back at Talladega, looking to try to add his mantle to the name. Certainly want to hold back a little bit and try to make do with what he's got here. Field them down around off the corners here. We are ready to begin the final chapter of this race. Your final stage begins. Who's taking the top spot home? We're going to find out. Green flag back in the air. Down to the corners here. Some drivers now having for the first time today learn how to play some offense rather than defense. It didn't quite work out for some of them though, especially not on the back. Trouble! Trouble! Massive crash coming off the front straightaway. Oh my goodness, 7-8 cooks in this one. Well, what on earth happened here, I wonder? That did not go according to plan. For some of these drivers, taking a look at it. Joe Hudson right here. I mean, right there, they don't even know what got him. I think the 15 just got loose off the corner or what happened, but everybody else still piling it in. And nowhere to go, unfortunately for any of those drivers. That was a nasty little collision there and a nasty little situation for all involved. And unfortunately, a big one strikes at Bristol. This is what a pile looks like on the front straightaway. I would know, I've seen it before at Knoxville. And a lot of trucks damaged up in that wreckage as well. That's going to slow a lot of drivers back down to a T here. Those that manage to stay out of it will have their way to come back out of here and try to fire off a little bit closer to the ground. But certainly a really crazy little case situation there for many of these drivers. Oh, man, wow, it says, love sitting on pit road, such a great view. Can't avoid anything that happens right in front of you here. No, Alan, you certainly can't, man. It's alright, it's a short track for a reason. That's why they always tell drivers, be patient rather than crazy. Believe me, I'm just as guilty of it too. I've had my fair share. Didn't see it earlier. I did kind of get one driver. Intentionally, though, I honestly didn't think it was that much, honestly. Field right now ready to get squared back up to square one. Passalado way not coming out clean on that one. Did take a little bit of damage there, unfortunately, at the situation. Waiting for that elusive truck likes to turn off on the truck. Yeah, we got him lined up. We got him fixed up. We're ready to get back to it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, gonna double file him up now. Christoph Hall opts to take the outside line. Scott Simley, might want to get a little closer there, bud. Kind of staying way back behind the pack. The drivers got to get closer than that, I would believe. Otherwise, they may be having a talk to after this one. Nevertheless, the green flag ready to wave back down around here. We'll come back off turn 4. Green is out once more. Yeah, you can see the raw power coming from these 550 horsepower engines here. Unfortunately for some of them, it's not quite enough to hold down other drivers behind them. Christoph Hall, the Domino's Pizza, having a little bit of a company crewing from the Mobile 17 assembly. Side by side, Stimley trying to get his first win in the Truck Series. Multiple wins in the Cup, trying to get his first in trucks. This is a good start, taking the lead away. Now can he hold on? O'Rourke moving back from the pack here, but he's got an old rival in his way here, Kalatani. Kalatani going to stop to get to the outside line. O'Rourke trying to stay towards the bottom. The Talking Giants versus the world haven't exactly made the best of friends out here. He did give the old bump and run to the 6th of the Mike Kelly earlier. Probably not intentionally by any means, but it is just one of those deals that happen. Doy Woods, big drop from the bottom, straight to the top, gets it around Christoph Hall as he now puts the Denver Mattress in a good position to try fighting back to the front. Stimley trying to hold down the race lead and get further along for the ride. Hall, though, not giving up too easily. Although they're running into lap traffic a little bit. Aaron Jackson in the way just for a brief fleeting moment. Forces everybody to have to navigate to the outside and take evasive action. Everybody staying in control, though. Not too shabby, not too bad so far. Still hard battling here between O'Rourke and Kalatani. TG is versus the O'Rourke right now. In this case, not against the world, it's really against one man in his mind. But here comes a reign of terror behind him. Here comes Tyler Dalton. He's got some damage though on that front bumper there. That could be the only thing that slows him down a little bit, kind of forces him back a few positions. Other than that, some great track positioning coverage there for him and his team to be able to be moving that angle, that spot, especially considering how hard it is just to kind of get any runs to kind of circulate through this kind of race. Dalton even getting cupped up there by Kalatani, so it looked like Dalton maybe slowing down a little bit as the 84 took a good little run off to him. Down to the final laps here. Oh, wait a minute, trouble down there. Trouble with James Smith. The number 80 Old Bay having some problems down there on the track. With just over 50 laps remaining before that caution came out. We'll take a look at the replay here as now things really start to progress on and heat up a little bit more. Yeah, Sammy Morrell this time gets a piece of him. The Old Bay, though, not too much damage, though, for what it's worth. Didn't quite take a huge hit off it, but definitely not what he wanted to have happen to him. Unfortunately, Cody Sturgill and Brian V. Macklin are out of the race here, so both drivers not going to be able to continue on. Just some things you can't control as the old nature of just hard racing and the short track racing aspect of it. That certainly would do you in a few times or two. O'Rourke, Hall, Kalatani, Kelly, Ritter, Burnett, Harrell, and Wood all going into pit road right now. Scott Stimley right now probably just looking on at what is still a long road to get win number 1 in the Truck Series today. Field doubles up again here. We're getting set back onto the track and set back into position. And you just know, you can feel the intensity, you can feel the hard racing atmosphere. The green flag back out on the air here. We are back onto the route and back underway. Now comes the ultimate challenge here for those that are trying to move their way to the chains and move their way into position. For Dalton right now, the damage on the front of the nose could be too much to bear. Doy was right now looking to maybe sink his teeth into this one. In his mind, perhaps he's got nothing left to lose. Perhaps he just wants to fire everything on full throttle assault territory. Still looking for that first win of the season. Could be a time to get it down here today. But again, simply a win here locks him into the playoffs. And you know how tough it is just to even make it into those playoffs anymore. This would do him and his team a lot of good, knowing they are going to be locked in there and have to go head to head with some of the toughest competitors yet. Well, I said earlier on, if Kelly can get up there to Kalatani, we'll see what happens then. Because again, Kelly and Kalatani had a meeting of the minds earlier. One driver getting into the back and the other going for the old spinaroo. And you can probably guess who I was talking about. Kelly is now on the rear end, looking maybe to try to steal that one away. But back at the front, Dijon Monte. Dijon Monte, the number 07, going head-to-head here with Jerry Livingston. Livingston right now trying to keep the pressure on as Ottaway stays in position as well. But EJ Orwork also having a little run back from the back. My word. Oh, where is he? He almost lost it in turn number 2. Well, he's got a fresh set of tires, but man, that thing could have been bad to worse in a little bit. I'm amazed he saved it from that angle. Good save there, but oh boy. That could have been nasty there. Orwork is definitely one of those drivers that gets extremely aggressive when he absolutely has to, and he's not afraid to hold back. He'll drive that thing into the ground if he has to. But he's right now trying to get something figured out. Meanwhile, up to the front, Doy Woods still searching for the first win. Skimley looking for his first in the trucks. He wants to lock himself up into both playoffs. One in the cup, one in the trucks. If he's successful here, he can certainly do it. Tyler Dalton still laying back behind right now, probably just taking his time, trying to figure out everything. But again, when you got Orwork also driving in as deep as he is, I gotta believe that kind of hurts your chances a little bit more than usual. Orwork right now, look at him driving and cutting through the traffic. He found a way to the top. And he's looking for the top spot today. He's got Woods right on his sights. But how much that right front is, Orwork burning up there, just driving that aggressively and that tough and that power. It could be burning up more than his fair share, but he's not giving up. Woods can't hold him down. Simley in trouble. You've got company on your inside corner panel, Mr. Simley. Look at the 7 holding it up on the outside, still forcing Orwork to drive a little bit more aggressive. Simley, though, maybe getting a little bit more power underneath. These drivers side by side, still drag racing for the race lead. Speeds well into 130 to 140 miles per hour just on the straights. Oh, Shike got clipped by Orwork. And Shike, unfortunately, taken and banished to the shadow round for his troubles. Orwork not having it, but now the damage is on the front of the nose. Could that have helped Simley hold this one down for the race win? He's got the lead still locked up, but does Simley have enough tire to keep Orwork behind him? You know that 41's going to be a madman now on a mission at him. I've called Alan the Wild Man. Well, I think we need to call Orwork the Madman. This dude will not give in. He won't give up, but now he's got traffic again. Come to the front. Can he drive it into the inside? He does get a corner off of turn 4. He's got the lead. That was Simley's last hope, was to use traffic. Unfortunately, Coach Shing was in the wrong place for him. Orwork now with the lead, running away from the field. Just over 25 laps remaining. Simley right now hoping to just hoping for another miracle or something. Charles Van Schaik absolutely getting just cremated there from the turn. Unfortunately, just due to an unforeseen situation, not a whole lot you can do from that angle. The field separated out by quite a bit of a margin here, allowing drivers to kind of breathe a little bit more. There was one that just blew a motor down there, heard a motor go. And oh, wait a minute, I think that might be Caltani. I think he might have just blown the motor. What has gone wrong with the 84? I think he truly has lost the motor. The 84 has got a problem here. It's not up to par, and it's not up to the paces that he is used to. And that might have been the kill blow there. Look at this time here between these two. Woo, boy. Oh, I just keep thinking that might have been, it might be another bad situation he doesn't want to find himself in. Sammy Morrell on the outside trying to hold her down. Orwork right now firing back quick, firing up harder than usual. Charles Van Schaik right behind Orwork again. Schaik this time staying the outside. He doesn't want anything to do with Orwork. Gonna listen to the spotter here and not give him too much issues. Only 1 laps left to go. Man, I'll tell you what, guys, Bristol Motor Speedway, it truly has done it again. We have been blessed with another hard racing, hard throw down battle back and forth, with the journey being as fun to the destination. Scott Simley now, earlier on only had Doy Woods to worry about. Now currently having to worry about Orwork running too far away to catch up. Simley will have to settle for another second place if he gets it where he's at and stays where he's down right now. Unless Orwork makes a huge mistake or he runs into traffic. I just don't see him losing this one out like that. And look at Doy Woods now. Look at him drive the Denver Mattress Furniture row right to the front row. He's diving in deep. Still looking for that spot, but Simley, man, he just will not give an inch. This is some beautiful hard class racing from these guys. Neither driver letting up, neither one giving an inch to the other. Lap traffic still continuing to go at it a little bit here. Some just trying to stay out of the way of others, and some just wanting to get out of the way completely. Time is all but lost here for them, and they know it. Dijon Monte earlier on had a good battle there up to the front. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't seem to have lasted as long as he was hoping for. Christoph Hall, the 44 Domino's Pizza Machine, having a party today with some pizza at his place. This is another great performance from him and his team. However, the top 5 is not going to result him into the top spots here. He still needs to at least put some stage points up the line and up to the point grab if he wants any chance to make it in the Truck Series playoffs. He's locked into the Cup Series playoffs right now as we speak. There's only so many races left to go. Next time on by, we'll be throwing that top 5 up on your screen. This guy literally got slammed into the other end of another driver coming off the line, and now he's gonna take a top. He's gonna take the top spot away if this race goes the way it's going right now. Almost seemingly just never giving in, never quitting out there. Even with Tyler Dalton's damage on his, he still couldn't catch him there either. But once those tires went on and the truck went going, he said, "I'll hold my beer and let's throw this thing into a good stop-notch speed." Sidley and Woods right now still, for what it's worth, they're putting on a heck of a show here, still holding each other down to the line. Woods just getting the rear end to clip out only so much, and right now Sidley might have a little bit of company coming down on that doorstep there. Back stretch down to the front four. It will be Sidley by a nose, and Woods, oh boy. He almost lost it in the turn. Holds it down though. So hard to make a pass right now considering how burnt the rubber is on the tires, how tough the track is wearing and tearing these guys out a bit. It's very intensive and very conducive to that kind of racing. Really forcing every driver to make a crucial decision and a proper decision. 5 laps to go. Orwork still leading it out. Jerry Livingston, that 96, I think if he can finish where he's at right now, this will be his best finish of the season. He's had a lot of hard luck this season, but right now, the Sim 500 camp looking pretty good. He'll be happy with this one. Scouting his way through traffic and pushing the pedal to the metal down to the limits and down to the core. No give, no quit, no nothing. All run and all speed from the 96. 3 to go, now turning to just 2 laps to go. This time on by, green flag high in the air. The recipient, the 41, EJ Orwork. One more time through lap traffic though. Here, Jeff Wright on the outside, slamming to the wall. Charles Van Schaik there on the top side. Orwork has to maneuver through it one more time. He's going to be in a very, very tough little situation, knowing what's next. White flag in the air. If he can stay clean, he'll be okay. Look at Steve Ritter, though. He's putting a battle there to Dalton on the last bit, looking for the top 4. Maybe a last gasp from Ritter, but not to be or anyone else other than EJ Orwork. He wins at Bristol. Doy Woods to the line, trying to get the inside nose assembly, won't be enough. Ritter trying to get to Dalton, not enough time either. Dalton will take the 4th spot away. He'll finish top 5 though to end his day. What a race. He won on the biggest track raced on. Now he's won on one of the shortest tracks raced on. And it looks like Doy was having a little fun down there with him. What a race. What a race. Chop that one off of the record books, race fans. That was a classic. Your winner today will be EJ Orwork here. Coming away 2nd place, Scott Simley. 3rd going to Doy Woods. Tyler Dalton going 4th. Steve Ritter 5th. Mike Kelly going 6th. Christoph Hall 7th. 8th to Jerry Livingston 9th. To Maurice Burnett 10th. To Russell Ottaway. Rounds out your top 10. The rest of your finishers on your screen here as well. Some big, big names left out in the pack in terms of the top 3. But as we say as many times before, this level of competition is just too strong to match. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come now. Let's listen to your top 3 drivers for the day. Doy Woods going to join me here in the 3rd spot today. Doy, congratulations coming away here 3rd today, my friend. Although I know that was a bit of a long road for you in this team, in this camp here, you certainly put a fight to Simley, but once you got passed up by Orwork, at this point, was it just all about trying to take it down there to the rest of them?
Well, untimely cautions, got beat on new tires. The Hoosier tires won the race, and could have moved somebody out the way. Wish I would have, I guess, but just a one groove track. Don't want to call. Just frustrating, very frustrating day. 3rd place, okay, but I should have won this race, and I did, so I'm very disappointed.
Yeah, no, I would say maybe a little bit disappointed about it, having to only take home a third here. I know obviously it's definitely a bit of a hard drive and kind of a hard race to master here at Bristol, but at the end of the day, still with a little bit of time left before the playoffs, do you think you got enough time to kind of try to figure this out and maybe dial it in just a little bit to take these boys down a peg or two?
I, I just need no cautions and I'll be fine. I get better tire wear than everybody. I just need no cautions and I'll win every race.
You guys are live from here. He's looking for no cautions and a little bit more help, but nevertheless, here, Doy, you gonna get third today. Who do you want to thank for this one?
Everybody that's on my team, Chad Coleman, which is the best. That's still not junior in the sim racing world. Everybody knows Chad, and if you don't know Chad, you must have been hiding under a rock. And everybody else at the shop, thank you so much. And we're gonna win the next go around. We're gonna win tomorrow. We're gonna win Thursday, and I'm gonna win Friday and Saturday.
All right, Doy, man, congratulations bringing home third today, buddy.
Thank you.
You can say he's probably one of the most fired up drivers I've ever heard in this time, guys. Well, here we go now. Second place finisher here today, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Simley here. And Scott, I know you were close to taking this one home, but unfortunately, Orwork put the tires on and just let her rip. But man, that was a wild situation there when he got into Charles Van Schaik. Did you think at that point maybe you had a chance to get away from him?
Uh, yeah, it's hard to say. It was pretty crazy. I don't know if I actually even saw all that, but um, yeah, I mean that was a call that EJ made. I mean, I thought about it and I thought I think it's a little too early, but with us not taking any tires until after the second stage, we probably should have did that too. But thought being out front would prevail maybe too. But that was a call. He got it. That was a good call to win. But still got a good finish out of it. But yeah.
Had you made the call anyway, the kind of same thing he did, I mean, how hard would it have been just to kind of keep these tires from burning up too quickly? Because it seemed like the right fronts were kind of taking a bit of a beating on that outside or the bottom lane too if you drove it in as hard as he did.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you can easily abuse it here. It wasn't too bad for me. You're just doing a little practice and figuring out what we were going to do, run for a setup. But um, yeah, the top line obviously was prevailing there. I think Doy was faster than me even at the end there. I probably burned up more stuff than him, and but it's just so tough to get by on the bottom. That was the key. So track position obviously was key for tonight's win too.
For sure there. Well, Assembly nevertheless still another podium, but unfortunately coming to second in the trucks today. Who do you want to thank her for this one?
Thanks for doing the broadcast there, Christian. Sim 500 and the Goat League and all these guys that put everything together again. I know I'd repeat, but just good group of guys. It's too bad we had some cautions tonight. It looked like we caught a lot of damaged trucks, but it's still a fun race. Like racing here, a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun having you around, Assembly. Congratulations picking home for a second today, sir.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Scott Simley going to take it home second today, but the guy that I just mentioned a minute ago, he takes home the big win on the biggest track. He takes the big win on the shortest track. Ladies and gentlemen, EJ O'Rourke pulling off another one here. And EJ, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, sir. Boy, if you have found quite a bit of a groove and found quite a bit of a drive here from these tracks today. And finally, everything goes put together and the strategy works perfectly in your favor in this one, sir. How does this feel?
Yeah, I tell you what, Christian. I told my teammates down there in Discord before I got in the server. I said I'm winning this race tonight. I love this racetrack. I got the pole, got both stage wins, and the race victory. It's total sweep. It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool to have, pretty cool to get dialed in. And again, with this being the last Great Coliseum, I know this is one of the hugest wins to be even able to figure out and put together. But, I mean, at the same time, this now finally locking into the playoffs for the Truck Series, I mean, does that kind of knock that monkey off your back and finally kind of loosen you up to even do even more things?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I won the season opening race at Daytona, so it's kind of like, all right, well, I got the win out of the way, and I can try to have some fun. But there's a few that slipped away. But to win here in this league is tough, and there's a lot of fast people. Everyone from Charles and everyone here at Go does a good job putting this together, and you guys are broadcasting. So it wasn't an easy task. Took tires there and got caught up in the restart stuff. It's just you never know at Bristol. You never know.
Well, it is Bristol, baby, indeed. Well, nevertheless, CJ, are going to take it home to victory lane. Who do you want to thank here, sir?
So thank everybody here at the Goat Racing League. Charles and everyone over here does a great job. You guys are broadcasting, and everyone over at Sim 500 putting this deal together. Scott Stencil, personal comfort. The Chevrolet was fast. It's Bristol, baby. It was a good time.
Indeed it is. EJ, congratulations getting this one out of the hat, sir.
Thank you, Christian. I appreciate it.
You too, buddy. Take it easy. EJ O'Rourke, ladies and gentlemen, your victory. Dealing from Bristol Lane today, and your victor today. What a race. What a performance, guys. This was a fun one to call. Fun one to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed it with us here, and I'm glad finally that one thing went our way with the streaming end. Don't worry, I have something planned for you guys by next year. I'm just going to let you guys know now, just a little heads up. Eventually, we are planning on building a brand new and beefier little PC and getting everything situated there. So hopefully within next year, we are going to get you guys the best quality and best graphics we can. But until then, I can't say much more. But I will say we are working on something big. So nevertheless, race fans, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you guys. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time when the green flag flies on PTM Racing TV.